Hey there friends, how you doing? I am MisterBo, and today we're going to be talking about the rumoured Wumpa League game which 100% exists at this point in time. We just don't know when it's going to be announced. If you weren't aware, Thursday was the 25th anniversary of Crash Bandicoot, and most people had assumed we'd be getting an announcement of some kind either during the day or at the PlayStation showcase. Well, we didn't get either, but there has been a ton of evidence, not only on that Thursday, but during the rest of the week, which we're going to go over now and talk about what is happening, because Crash has been trolling a lot. Now, we actually got some teasers a couple of weeks ago during a GDC presentation, which I did a whole video on, so if you missed that, I'll leave it in the description below or in the top right hand corner. But at the beginning of the week, on a Monday in fact, we started to see different influencers and media outlets get a 25th anniversary Crash Bandicoot package from Activision. In the package was a giant Wumpa Fruit Piñata with a little mallet to break it open and a card. Now the card read like this: Crash has been on the most insane adventures in the past 25 years, battled the toughest bosses, travelled to the craziest dimensions of time, and even met some friends who were way out of his league. Celebrate by eating Crash's favourite snack, a Wumpa Fruit, with you and your team. So there's a couple of things in there which are a little bit suspect. The first being, he's met some friends who were way out of his league. Bit of a strange choice of wording there. We know this game is maybe rumoured to be called Wumpa League thanks to the Uncharted teaser back almost a year ago now. And to celebrate by eating a Wumpa Fruit with you and your team. Again, from rumours, we think this is a team-based PvP game, or this could just be like, hey, you're a media outlet, there's probably more than one of you, just share these sweets with your team, because that's what was inside this. But the interesting thing about this parcel was what was on the mallet. You'll notice there is a Wumpa Fruit logo with two swirls above and below it, a blue one and now a more red one. Now this matches up with the logo we saw again probably about a year ago when you were 106% Crash Bandicoot and you go to the level Rude Awakening, a logo appears on the TV. And we've not really had any official confirmation as to what that is. We all assume it is the Wumpa League logo because again that matches up with the Uncharted video we saw. When Toys for Bob were asked about it, they said they had no idea what we were talking about. It seems like that was an old version of the logo and they've kind of updated it for this new one. The orange in the old one is now slightly more red. But it's very interesting we're seeing this logo because we haven't really seen it since that TV appearance. And that's not the only time we're going to be seeing it this week. So again, a bunch of influencers got this package, and in fact, some are still getting it. Some people have been told they can't open it until Sunday, and some people know they're getting it in the mail. Now personally, I haven't seen anyone in the UK get one. I know I'm probably not getting one because Activision hasn't contacted me for an address. They still might have my address from the old Black Ops 4 days, but hey, Activision, if you're watching, I would love to receive a giant Wumpa Fruit package. You've got my email, hit me up. But for real, it's a bit strange that some people have opened this package, some people aren't opening it until the weekend, and some people know they just haven't even got it yet, even though the 25th anniversary has basically been and gone. So that is definitely interesting to think about. But from there, we fast forward to the 25th, where Crash Bandicoot started tweeting a lot. And some of these tweets were pretty suspicious and definitely hint at something coming. Now, most of the things that Crash Bandicoot tweeted that day were either retweets from other companies saying happy birthday to Crash Bandicoot, or tweeting out random videos where you've got the guy in the Crash suit having a party with a bunch of people on a beach, stuff like that. But there were a couple of posts which seemed to be a little bit more than that. Starting with this one: gloriously thought-provoking, deliciously enigmatic, pointedly beautiful, 25 years in the making. Share with us some of your favourite memories of Crash and Wumpa using hashtag Wumpa Day and hashtag Crash25. Now, from my knowledge, I don't think the birthday of Crash has ever been called Wumpa Day before. I might be completely wrong with that, but I think that was a new thing they started this year. And we see this image of a woman looking at a giant Wumpa Fruit in a museum. Later on that day, we get a post from Activision which says, celebrate 25 years of Crash Bandicoot. Everyone's favourite wacky marsupial is turning 25 and you're all invited to party. Get in on the fun during Wumpa Day starting today, September 9th, celebrating a quarter century of Crash. Now the interesting wording here is get in on the fun during Wumpa Day starting today. So it only started on the 25th, meaning we might be getting stuff after the 25th. But if we go into that blog post, there is a pretty cool timeline of the history of Crash from 1996 all the way up to 2021. But again, what is interesting here is what comes next after Crash Bandicoot 4. We have an arrow pointing to Crash's anniversary, but then we have a faded out arrow pointing to a Wumpa Fruit. Again, all of this stuff is hinting that whatever it's called, if it is called Wumpa League, it is still real and it is still coming. We just don't know when. But there's even more teasers. So along with this blog post, we also got a video from Toys for Bob, basically just talking about the anniversary. But in this video, we got a couple of things which were very out of the ordinary. We had 2 scene transitions which showed that Wumpa Fruit logo again. However, we can also see the other side of the logo and it appears to be some kind of podium. Now people managed to match this up with the gem roots in Crash Bandicoot 4. Now I think this could be almost like the character podiums we saw in Crash Bash. If this is again a PvP multiplayer game, we'll probably have a character selection, and it could be like when you pick a character in Crash Bash, they're all on these podiums. Or it could be like when you win a match, like in Crash Team Racing. When you stand on the podiums, you're standing on this. Or the final thing is we have Team Wumpa versus Team Gem. That could be a possibility as well. Now at the end of this video, they tease that we'll be seeing more very soon. We don't know how soon that'll be, but this is very on the nose at this point. They're not being discreet about these teasers whatsoever, and they get even less subtle as we go on throughout the day. So the next post says this: stand back, see the big picture, connect the dots, the fruit is out there. And we have this picture where it says me explaining where every Wumpa is hidden and why it's absolutely essential to collect them all. Now from the outset, this looks like it could just be a fun meme post, but on the right of the image, we see that logo yet again that's been on the mallet in that Toys for Bob video, and is a newer version of that logo we saw on the TV, and it's got a bunch of arrows and question marks pointing towards it. We also are getting a lot of hints about collecting 100 Wumpa Fruit and as to why. Now this might just be a reference to getting 100 Wumpa Fruit and getting a new life. This could be part of the game. We have to collect 100 Wumpa Fruit to win as a team. This could be 100 Wumpa Fruit Piñatas are being sent out to different media influencers, and once all 100 are sent out, we might get a reveal then. People have also pointed out in this picture we have Cortex from Tag Team Racing, but we also have some images from the game Prototype. I don't think we read too much into this. I think they were just like, hey, we need some images here, just chuck this Cortex in here. We want some mysterious looking photos. We own the rights to this game called Prototype. Let's just chuck them in there. I don't think we can read any more into that. We're not getting a brand new Prototype game. We then move on a couple of hours. Crash continues to post meme videos and stuff like that. And then we get this post which says, when it comes to Wumpa, Crash has always been a Renaissance Bandicoot. And we have this image that says, me an intellectual describing the extreme importance of collecting Wumpa. Again, collecting Wumpa. This is apparently Wumpa Day now. Goes back to my theory that this game is about collecting Wumpa Fruit, screwing them in your team's base like we've heard the rumors. We then have this next post, which again is probably more of a meme one, but it says, when it comes to Wumpa, always keep it 100. We have the Drake meme, but it's Crash now, ending a level with 99 Wumpa, collecting 1 more Wumpa Fruit. We then have yet another meme post, rule number 1 to 100, leave no Wumpa behind. This is obviously a play on the Anakin and Padme meme, quite a funny one, and again, collecting 100 Wumpa Fruit. And then the final post of the day came from this one. It says, it's a glorious beacon of hope, illuminating the shadows and casting out darkness of our world. Behold, the final Wumpa. And it says, the feeling when you find the very last Wumpa. And that was the final post we got from Crash Bandicoot on the 25th anniversary. Now I did say we had the PlayStation Showcase, and we watched the PlayStation Showcase and it came and went. There were no Crash Bandicoot reveals in it, otherwise we'd be making a video on that. However, what we didn't see until the day after was there was actually a Crash Bandicoot tease. During the opening intro video for the PlayStation Showcase, there is a frame where a woman is jumping out of a helicopter. And if you pause the video, you'll notice on the side of the helicopter, we have not one but 2 different logos. We have the Wumpa Fruit logo, which we've been seeing all day, and then we have the other side of that logo, which again resembles either a gem platform or some kind of podium. Now I think this seals the deal as to confirming yes, something is 100% coming if you didn't already think it, thanks to the other teasers. Why have this logo, which Crash has been teasing all day, suddenly appear in the PlayStation Showcase when you don't even have Crash Bandicoot appearing? Now, like at the beginning of the video, we don't know when we're getting more. I think this 100% confirms we are getting something. The rumored PvP game is still alive, it is still coming. As to when that is, we don't know. Toys for Bob in their video said we'd hear more very soon. How soon is very soon? Is that next week? Is that in a couple of weeks? Is that at the Game Awards? We'll just have to wait and see. But Crash Bandicoot Wumpa League, or whatever it's going to be called, I think it's safe to assume it is still coming, and to get excited for it, but also to temper your expectations just in case we are going 6 months without an announcement. So I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about all these teasers? Not only teasers with that Wumpa logo, but collecting 100 Wumpa Fruit. What do you think it could all mean? I'd love to know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video or you're excited to see what comes next from Crash Bandicoot, click that like button because it really does help out the video. If you're not already, consider subscribing for more gaming content and coverage. You can also follow me over on Twitter at @IamMisterBo to stay up to date. Apart from all that though, cheers for hanging out and watching, I do super appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch you around, but until then, as always, make sure you take care. Bye bye.